All right. So I'm going to follow along. Let's see here. We are starting with a site called Peace Dogs. I've owned this domain for probably a few years now. I had these grand things on how I would spend my free time, but I never did anything with it. And so as we got to researching, it's also a passion of his. We do have a dog, love our dog to death. And so it was really easy for us to sort of relate on this project, so that way he could just work through the system and then duplicate this project to his own passions and do it over and over again. So Peace Dogs is the website we're building.
And it's about, there was Peace Frogs. You've heard of Peace Frogs before, the little frog cartoons with the peace sign.
Right.
And when we did our research, we realized that's what people want, is they want a peaceful dog. They don't want a hyper dog. They don't want an aggressive dog. They just want a peaceful dog, and so that's what the whole website is about, is helping you get to a peaceful dog.
Right. And so there was a lot of room with this idea to go through dog training, to go through
dog supplements,
dog
toys, dog leashes, dog clothes.
There's all kinds of things that get a peaceful dog, which we learned through dog training. And so that's why Peace Dogs sort of gave us a wide range of abilities.
Yeah,
okay?
Let's talk about the tools a little bit here.
Yeah.
So we like our kind of tool set, and I'm not sponsored by any of these ones. WordPress, I would love to be sponsored by WordPress, huh? They got some monies. But
Thrive Themes sort of sponsors us because we've been affiliated.
We were an affiliate for Thrive Themes. But anyways, WordPress and Thrive Themes are what we use. So WordPress is the tool that lets you build the site. Now listen, 15 years ago, you might have had an excuse that building a website or a web page was hard. And it was, because I was there.
Because you actually had to know code.
Right. WordPress was barely even there. It was like WordPress 1.1. You still had to know code for the thing. Today it's all drag and drop, and there's tons of YouTube videos and podcasts and courses and Udemy's and Skillshare. There's no excuse today. WordPress is free, and there's tons of support. Everybody knows how to fix it. It's like owning a Toyota Corolla or a Ford Ranger. Every mechanic in the auto industry knows how to fix these things. Well, in the website industry, everybody knows how to fix WordPress. So that's our thing. It's good for beginners. Does have a little bit of a learning curve, okay?
But it's also what we've been building websites on for the last 10 years. And so it made sense that when we were starting a new website to stick with what we already know. That reduces our learning curve, even though there are other newer tools. And so I didn't want my son to go out there and start building on any other tool. And then when he comes to me for help, I then have to stop what I know to teach him this new tool. And so I just stuck with a tool that I was comfortable with for speed of implementation.
And Thrive Themes is paid. I think it's hugely worth it when you listen. Here's another rule, okay? And she put this rule on me, and I love that she did. I used to, I tease her a bit about it, but I'm very thankful. And she said, any money we're going to spend on the business has to be made by the business. And I believe that really helped me be successful, because I didn't go into debt. I didn't start spiraling out of control and spend thousands and thousands of dollars. I had to figure out if I wanted to buy Thrive Themes, I had to figure out how to make enough to buy Thrive Themes. If I wanted to put $5 on branded search, I had to figure out how to make enough money to put $5 on branded search. That's a good rule to have, okay? But when you do have enough for something like a Thrive Themes,
do it.
It'll make your life so much easier.
They have lots of training, so then you don't get stuck trying to figure things out. You can go into their forum and say, I'm trying to accomplish this. Can you help me? And somebody walks you through it. And that's what I love about those two tools. Right. Now, you can use Medium, which is 100% for free. It's like writing an email, because you just create an account. The editor looks very similar to an email editor.
It's a white page. You put a headline. It makes the headline look, and it looks gorgeous. Right. Even though it's just a white page, it looks nice. It's got good fonts on there. It's got good spacing on there. And so you just, what's your title? My title is this. And then you start writing your review page. And if you want to bold something, you just highlight it, right. You bold it. It's just like email.
And Squarespace is very similar. So Squarespace is sort of a newer drag and drop type website builder. I haven't personally used it, but I know it's low cost. They have a free trial. And so if you've never built a website, these are good tools for you. Now, I know in the comments, people are asking about other web tools like Unbounce and ClickFunnels. Use what you have.
Yeah.
Use what you know.
Yeah.
These are just what we recommend if you don't know them.
This is just what I use.
Right.
I don't think any of those products are bad. this is just what I use, and this is what is easy for me. So use what's easy for you.
Right. All right, now I'm actually going to show you what we're doing as we go. I just wanted to click through a couple of these.
And we're getting towards the end of this, so if any of you are wondering.
Curious, yeah. All right, let me escape out of this. Let's hop over to our tabs again. So now, when we chose our affiliate program, right? So we're going to follow the same steps we did that we told you. So we want to make sure it was sold recently. We want to make sure that it has reviews. We want to make sure that a friend would buy this. I would buy this. I did buy this. Just, I don't believe in promoting things I can't stand behind.
Yeah, listen, that's one of my sticking points, and I understand you might be in a different place and everybody's got their own ethics and morals, but for me, I believe it's really important that if you're going to recommend the product, that you've actually bought the product and looked through the product. That's the good, honest, ethical thing to do.
With AdSkills, we have tons of affiliate links throughout different things, but I never put an affiliate link into something we don't personally use. So if we recommend an ad network, we've used it. If we recommend a tool, we use it or have used it. And so that's just my spiel on how you choose. You can choose your own actions, but that's what I believe in.
So there's a tool that we use. Now, you don't have to, this is a free tool. They have paid versions of it that gives you extra features, but I've never paid for it. I love them. I probably should pay for it. And so we just went on here. This is called cbengine.com.
Right.
And it's just kind of like a research tool for ClickBank if you want to be able to find something that you're looking for, something that has a combination of a high gravity score with a good payout. Because something could have really high gravity, but then it's not paying out enough, and so we went on here and then we clicked on top gravity over there on the left.
So you see on the left over here, top gravity. You can actually sort it a few different ways, but this is the one we click on when we come to. And then we just scroll down for something related to our topic. I'm not going to put like the Fat Burner RX, whatever, on a dog site. It doesn't make sense. So I'm looking for something that's related to our audience.
Right. And so if we look at that, so I think it's like number 10 or something like that.
You can see it's actually a different color.
Yeah. And then it has 140, gravity of 142. That means 142 people have made at least one sale in the last 12 weeks, and the payout for it is $31. They actually pay out 75%. So if you then click on it, and it gives you some more information.
Which I have in the next tab. Sorry, I have to look. I need glasses, apparently. And so from here, I can visit the website. I can see the reviews from other people. We can see the payout. We know that they're paying out 75% of the product.
Now, here's an important thing to look at. You see that column right under gravity that says referred? 92% of their sales come from referred
affiliate traffic.
That's important to see. You want to see gravity, and you want to see that there's a high percent. I would say 60% or better. It doesn't always have to be 90%.
Yeah, because I would say, like, if we put AdSkills on here, we would not be at 92% because we know how to run our own ads and we have ad guys. So our percentage of referral traffic to paid traffic is going to be much different than somebody that's an affiliate program that relies on their affiliate program.
Yeah.
All right, so then what I did is I went to the website, right? There we go.
You want to look at their page. And you want to see if this is good. Does it have a good design to it? Go ahead, talk them through it.
Yeah, so I like that it's sort of a newer design, so that you'll find a lot of products on ClickBank that look like they were built in the late 1980s, maybe early 90s, and they may still convert. I don't know. I don't personally know.
It's just hard to know when you look at it like an older model thing. It doesn't scream success.
Has the product been updated? Is the product current? Like, those types of questions come into mind. So I did like that this one was sort of a current design to it. So that was the first one. As I started scrolling down, she talks instantly about her credibility and who she is. And so I'm just going to note that for right now because I want to verify that she's a true expert. Okay. And then as I scroll down, she starts talking about what makes her system better than others. And then she starts talking about what problems does she solve. And as a dog owner, a lot of these call out to me. So that was awesome because I knew that she would cover a lot of the problems other dog owners would have. And it's not just like one behavior. I liked that it had multiple behaviors and I wasn't just trying to stop like wedding in the house and stuff like that. So that was the first one. I scrolled a
They
little
want
bit
you to
more.
go back a slide real quick.
Yeah, I just figured we're gonna hop back in there in a second. So
Okay, all right.
I'll get back.
So things to look for. Solid headline. You want to, if the headline on the page speaks to you, if you feel it's compelling, that's the most important thing. Because if the headline isn't good, nobody's reading anything else. Okay, so if it's got a good headline, if it's got a credible author, creator, if it's got bullet points, if it's got testimonials, if you feel like it's got a good price point, if it's got bonuses, these are little things that I look for. And if it has those, I know that those are the things that make something sell.
Okay, so we got through the page. I also saw down at the bottom, which I'll note, I'm going to get all the way to the bottom for you, the affiliate program. So we already knew it had an affiliate program because we researched it in CB Engine, but we're going to need that link in a second, right? So I want to actually verify that she knows what she's talking about, and this isn't just somebody putting a name on a page. And so what I did, went to Facebook. That's my copy. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, so I went to Facebook and I searched just her name. I just pulled it right off the top of the page and I searched for her in Facebook. And she actually has 2 profiles here that I could then go and search further. A lot like what we did earlier when we were verifying the expert of who we wanted to learn from. I'm doing the same thing here. If I'm going to promote a product, I want to make sure this person lives what they teach, right?
Because remember what this is really about. Forget the websites, the links, the tracking, the ad networks and all that. This is about one person creates a good quality product and quality customers. And so if I'm going to drive good quality customers, I need to know that it's a good quality product. And that's what this is really about. It just happens to be on the internet.
And so I can see here from her feeds that she actually runs a physical training center in Texas. And she's been published in magazines. I found her on Google for the Texas training, and I found her Google reviews of people getting results.
She really is a trainer.
And so that's what I was looking for. I liked her product. I liked her course. I then went and bought it once I verified that she was.
These are actually things you could put on your review page. You could actually make a little video.
Just like I'm proving to you why I chose this course, you're proving to them why you chose your product.
Right.
And that just helps build your credibility as well. And
now, she just didn't happen to have reviews on Facebook, but she had reviews in Google.
Right. So that's what I went with. All right. So then I went to Google because I wanted to find her, right? And so I see the Google reviews over here. But you know what else I noticed? Nobody's running branded search ads over here.
Now, a lot of ClickBank people, other affiliate networks, they let you know right inside the affiliate network, like whether branded search is allowed or not allowed. ClickBank is a little bit more. It's not a managed affiliate program. Like anybody can put a product up on ClickBank, and it's a marketplace like Craigslist where anybody can just post, or a Facebook marketplace.
Right.
And so it's a little bit more wild. There's less rules. And so a lot of the ClickBank products, you're able to buy paid ads, branded search ads. And when I see that there's no branded search ads on here and that this thing has 142 gravity score, hello,
that's that river.
That's that little river. Just jump in there with your bucket and grab you some. Now here's the thing. It's just a good practice to always ask before you do branded search, because some people can get upset about it. You're putting something on their brand where they put a lot of hard work into it. Some people feel a certain way that you're pushing their listing down. And so it's just a good practice to do the right thing and ask for permission, because the last thing you want to do is like you go ahead and do it, you start making money, they find out 3 weeks later,
and then cancel
and
your
then
program.
and then they turn, they cancel you and stop paying you, and now it's all for nothing. So just do the right thing and ask permission first. Most people will say yes. I find it's about 50-50. So if I ask 100 people, 50 of them are going to say yes to me.
So now that's how we found our affiliate program that we chose for this example. Now we plan on also doing it with other products and tools, because that's what PStogs is sort of all about. Right. But this is the first one we're running with. And
it follows the whole system. It's right off ClickBank. It's got high gravity. It's got a good sales page. There's possible branded search allowed on it. So now we just need to create our I3 page.
All right, so let me walk you through how we created the I3 page. Peacedogs.com, I actually, before this, we didn't even have a homepage finished, right? So I was walking through this and I was like, oh man, people are gonna come to this site because we're using it as an example, but we didn't even have the whole site together. So it was like a mad dash today to make sure we sort of filled out for those of you that are gonna leave this webinar and go check it out, which is totally okay because it's a starting point, right? It's a 17-year-old kid running this. And so, I mean, granted, we're behind it, but this is the process we use.
So I want to walk them through how to write this.
That's a great idea.
Okay. So look, the headline, you don't have to get too fancy with these things. All right. Brain training for dogs, review brain training for dogs. You actually don't want to get too fancy with them because you have a chance of ranking in the search engines with your review, and you want Google to look at your page and go, oh, when somebody searches for brain training for dogs review, this might be a good page to show up for there. So you don't want to get too clever with your with these headlines. Other times, you want better headlines. For this, you want a simple headline, and then the first sentence is always the same thing. I put a picture there on purpose. Okay, and the reason why I put a picture there is it makes the text smaller
and short.
And that's, you don't want people to show up to your page and it's a big block of text, because then they're like, they don't want to read that. Everybody's lazy these days, especially when it comes to reading. So you want a very short, choppy sentence. I learned that from James Patterson. I think that's the famous author, and I was looking through.
He writes kids' books and adult books.
And adult books, yeah. And I was looking through, and I noticed a lot of times he opened chapters with very short sentences, and so I started adopting that, and it just helps people get started. The other thing you want to do, this is a little crafty, and getting a little advanced for some of you here. This is NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. People that believe you can program a human mind with words. Whatever. I only know a little.
You got way techy.
Yeah, I only know a little tiny bit. I know there's one little trick, and I use it. And so this is called a yes set, and you're asking an obvious question. Nobody who is looking for this thing probably didn't just recently adopt a puppy. Okay, the more obvious the question is, the better.
Think about somebody that's searching for dog training. They likely have a young puppy.
Did your dog recently pee on the carpet? Did your dog recently steal your food? You want a very obvious question, because they're going to say yes. And then what are they doing? In their mind, they're subconsciously realizing, oh, this is for me. This is exactly what I was looking for.
I'm in agreement with this writer.
Right.
Yes, I did have that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we usually do it again just to kind of follow it up with a little bit longer sentence. Okay. So I say, was amazing for the first 2 weeks, but now it's becoming a little overwhelming. Oh, yes. Tell me about it, right?
Everyone's in like puppy heaven with all the cute kisses and stuff, and you sort of overlook some of the faults of a brand new dog because he needs training.
Yeah. And then we always do an if-then. So 2 yes set questions. First one short, next one a little longer, because that gets them into it. And then the next sentence or whatever is going to be an if-then statement. If you are like this, then you're going to want this. It's just an if-then. You'll see them on a lot of review pages. You'll see them on a lot of sales pages. It's a good technique for getting people to keep going.
We want them to feel like they're like us, right. And so then they agree with us in our writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So look, I'm not going to go sentence by sentence on this thing, but the 3 first sentences are super important. And then we always stick to that. Okay. Yep. That gets people to start reading your review, realizing that this is for them. This is what they were looking for. And we just tell a little bit of a story. Right. I said, we were lucky with our dog. We got all the problems.
But they're probably in agreement. And they're like, yeah, me too. Right.
Yeah. So we just told our story, what makes it relative. So scroll down a little bit here. That's, hours. We wrote that little portion right there.
And we're just talking about what problems happened because we had this new puppy. What tactics did we try? Right. So obviously when you're searching dog training, you can either go to in-person or you can go to the online version. And so we sort of talk about those here because that's going to be an option they're considering. I'm trying to talk the same things they're doing because I did them.
And we mentioned that we spent more money trying different things than
we did on this course.
On this course, you know, like I even say, I wish I would have found brain training for dogs about 200. You know, and so you know, that kind of reminds them that, like, hey, you if you don't buy this, you might end up spending more money on things that don't work.
And that's inferred. So then they're having a conversation with you.
Right. So top 3 reasons. Did you write these?
I personally wrote these. Like, okay. I really did like that they had games to play, because I don't want to be the only person in my household training my dog. That's exhausting, right? Because then everyone's like, Mom, he ate my food again. Mom, he's still pulling on a leash. Mom, no, I don't want that. So I liked that they had games, because then I could say, hey, you guys want to learn a new game that teaches our dog what to do? And so then I would teach the games to the kids, and now the kids had that as a chore. And so, like, that was what I mentioned, is I like that it wasn't just me doing all the work. It was that everyone could do it. So I talked about it. And then I talked about that it covers a lot of problems, not just one problem. Because a lot of times when you go to a dog trainer, they're like, what problems are you having? And then they only focus on those problems. But I want a well-rounded, well-behaved dog. And that's what I liked about this course. So I put those in there. This is what I liked about it.
And then all this stuff here?
I didn't write.
No, we just pulled this right off the sales page.
Yep. And she actually gives you videos in the affiliate program that you can add. And so you'll find with a lot of programs that they give you a lot of resources you can use.
They want you to make sales. They make money. The more sales you make, the more sales they make.
Listen, if a content creator can just create great content and you can send them traffic, they would love that. Because they don't want to go learn how to drive traffic. They don't want to go out there and sell, because they're good at creating content.
She's a dog trainer, not a marketer. You know, she wants you to be the marketer and for her to be the dog trainer.
Because literally she's training dogs all day long. Right. So I put her video on here because she gave us permission to.
It's a demo of the product. You get to see what it's like before you buy.
Now, we're still new to this product. Remember, I told you we're still building this website. This is a new training that we're using in the house.
So we would add more.
Right. And so my goal is to get, pictures of my daughter doing this game.
Yeah.
And putting it on there. And pictures of my son using a different game. And so that way
showing it working with our dog.
Right. And so I just want more proof here, because then it's like, hey, it's not just the videos that the dog is using, it's their videos, and it worked.
So here's where we do. So that was all information.
That's the first I.
Right. And then the second I is incomplete.
Right.
And so what's the problem? Well, the problem is it's great information, but there was no plan. There was no
There's literally 7 modules of videos. Not just 7 modules of videos, but there's all kinds of text content of what food and treats to use. And do you use a clicker or not to use a clicker? If you're going to use a clicker, tons of videos in there.
Right, right. And so now this doesn't always happen to be this way, that the incomplete is that it was so big, and that's just one way of doing it.
One tactic.
Another way of doing it, like if you were promoting ClickFunnels, which is a software that builds websites, your incentive could be a template. I could make a review page template, and then if you buy ClickFunnels and send me the receipt, I'll give you my review page template.
That's actually a tactic we use for ActiveCampaign. And
right.
So you'll see that ActiveCampaign, if you join with at the bottom of our emails, you just have to send us that you signed up, and then we send you one of our automations that we use in our email marketing. And so
right.
You just want a bonus that really marries the tool with the desire of the customer.
Right.
Right.
And so this is, all that other part was stuff that they gave us. Except for the little top part, we wrote that. And then we wrote this part about making it incomplete. And so what we did is we created a little action plan. It's a spreadsheet that you can start with the easy things on day 1, then it gets a little harder. It's a 30-day plan for them to follow, instead of just watching the whole thing and then being like, okay, where do I start? Do I do all this today? How much of this do I do? How much is too much?
How many of the 7 modules do I have to sit through today in order to have a good dog at the end of the week?
Right.
And that was just a lot to take in. And so as a parent, like I mentioned, I don't want to have to do it all myself. So I was like, all right, well, I can make my kids watch one of the videos each day. And then each day we're sort of adding on to our training. So at the end of 30 days, we've gone through all the videos, but we've been implementing along the way. And so that was just an easy checklist to follow to get my kids to participate in the training. And I was like, if this is a family reading this, the mom or dad is probably going to want the same help, even if it's just a couple. If if the husband or boyfriend was researching and they wanted their spouse to participate, look, hon, I already got a checklist for us. So all we have to do is tick these boxes each day.
All right, so this question just came through. It says, so do we need to buy the course in order to come up with the but one major problem? Listen, I don't know what your financial situation is. I do think that's the right thing to do, but I do know that, in my early days, I didn't always stick to that rule. I couldn't, and so sometimes I would ask them for the product for free. Like, hey, I'm writing a review page on this. I don't have enough to afford the product. Could you send me a copy of it? Or even could I just look at a copy for a couple of days? You don't have to give me access forever.
Or a couple of lessons.
Right. Some way or another, I do believe the right thing to do is to actually see the product. You're going to write a much better review page if you have actually seen the product and you can speak from your own experience about what you liked and didn't like. Because if you're just making it up from the sales page, you're going to be like every other review page out there. And you're not, people can sense that because they've read 5-6 different review pages and they're like, this guy's saying the same thing the other guy did. Is this real? That's why we made sure to put pictures of ourselves on here.
Right. So if you can make it personal, it's going to just convert better because there's more belief there. There's more credibility in that. So that's what I would recommend. And if you can't afford the product, there are lots of products within a niche, and you might just try a different one in the beginning. There was another one just on bedwetting, or not bedwetting, like wedding indoors, peeing indoors, right?
Yes.
And so there was one on that was only $10. But the payout was a little bit smaller, but it's one you might be able to afford more than this $47 one. And so I do urge you to buy the course. I do urge you to use it before you promote it. But again, I don't know your situation, so do what you need to and remain in the positive.
All right, scroll down. So this is, incomplete, and then incentive.
And so here's where we talk about the incentive. So it's information. You're giving them information on why you bought it, what's in it, what makes it so great, why it's probably related to their problems, and then you're going to go into what makes it incomplete, what's missing out of this, and how you fix it with your incentive. Mm-hmm. And so the last thing to do here is to say, do you want a copy of it? Sure, I would love a copy of it. All right, just when you buy, just send me your receipt, and I give them my email address, and then we'll email you our plan.
Some things I would do, in the future to make it, because that's the thing, you get it up fast, so that you can get it out there. You never know if it's working or not until you get it out there, okay? So don't spend a whole lot of time trying to make this thing perfect. Get it out there, okay? And then make it better over time, all right? That's why I said in the beginning, there's a little bit more work in getting this page set up, but then you're not done. Once the page is set up, you're always trying to make it better. You're always trying to get a little bit more juice, a little bit more performance out of it. So some things I would do, this page is done right now.
We're going to run it and test it.
But right above that little want me to send you a copy headline, I would probably put a nice orange button in there, like a click here button instead of just the link. Also, it's a good tactic. I've seen this on a lot of review pages where you explain to them with screenshots, step by step, how to do the order.
Right.
When you click, this is what the page is going to look like.
Like you're walking in.
Yeah, if you can either make a video, like there's a tool called Loom. It helps you make little walkthrough videos. If you can make a little walkthrough video saying, okay, you're going to click here, it's going to take you to this page, make sure you get on this page, then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to click this button, and you're going to land on this order form.
I'm going to pause while I check out, and then you show them the thank you page, and then once you're done, you add that video to this, and now they know what to expect when they're purchasing. They're going to know how many upsells or downsells, which there weren't any on this. And then you can do another video of exactly like, hey, this is the receipt you're going to get. Send it here, and I'll send you my action plan. So, all of this stuff helps get them to take the action steps because you're showing it step by step.
Okay. So from there, this is the only real work you have to do. You have to make this I3 page. Well, first you have to find the affiliate product, right? We showed you that. Then you get your link. Show them how you got your link, by the way. I don't think we did that part yet.
How to get the link. And I saw a couple of questions about how did I find the details. So I'll walk you through that. So now here is the affiliate program. All right, so down at the bottom of her website was the affiliate program. Let me pull this back up to the top. All right, now on here, she walks you through how to be an affiliate. It's pretty straightforward and easy. You know, when you click this, it asks you for your ClickBank information. And so I went through that process.
So you want to sign up to ClickBank first. It's free.
Yep.
Just need a name and email, and they're going to give you your own code.
Right, which I created one for Peace Dogs, right? And so now, anytime I click that link, it's going to pull me up this little hop link generator. In ClickBank, you have what's called hop links, which is where you just enter your code and then they give you a tracking link, right? Not every affiliate program uses the same software.
It's important to have your code in there, otherwise
Yes.
you will not get credit.
So in ClickBank, enter the code. This is my code, Peace Dogs. If you enter this, you'll give me affiliate commission. So enter your link here, okay?
Or enter mine. I don't mind.
I mean, if you want to build the work and send it to me, that's cool too.
And
Now-
then the other one is called a tracking ID, or we call it just a TID.
Right.
You'll know when you need that, and it's not now, but basically when you have so much traffic that you want to be able to track each specific,
So if I
channel.
made 3 different review pages and I wanted to know which one was getting me the best conversions,
Right.
I would name each one of those and put them in under this TID.
Right, but it's optional. You don't need to
But
worry about
please
that
don't
right
stress
now.
about it now. All you want to do is send traffic, okay?
Right. You don't need a TID.
So now I'm going to click generate link, and this is the link I'm going to use. So this is what I added to my website down at the bottom when I told people to order. That's what I entered in. The next thing I did is I went and saw her. I wanted to cover her resources because I thought she had some good resources. Let me find that link. There we go. So she has in here for affiliates. She actually gives you email swipe copy, which I won't judge.
I don't always use
could
it,
get
but it's a
better.
good starting. It's a good starting point.
It could be better. I'll just leave it at that, okay? But that's because
Peter, if that's you, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. That's because I have 15 years of marketing courses online. You probably don't. So if that's the resources you have, use them.
Yeah.
They'll help you understand it more. That's okay. But she also had videos, right? So affiliates.
Peter's going to write in and be like, actually, that made us $2 million.
Right, he might. I'm sorry. I didn't test them all yet. So let me just leave it at that. As one of the tools, she gave us promotional videos to use. So I just chose the one I liked the most. There was one about turning your dog into a genius and one about whining. And so you might have a specific page about curing whining, and you put that video on there and then talk
These are
about
Instagram things that you can post as well. These are just her YouTube videos.
Yeah. So I thought that was a cool resource that most affiliates don't give you. And so I just wanted to share that with you. So
A
that's
good
what-
affiliate program gives you this kind of stuff.
Right. And so that's what you're sort of looking for. Again, when you're vetting an affiliate program and looking for resources, they'll help you sell the product. Let's hop back over.
So we showed you how we went to ClickBank or CB Engine.
Right.
We found the product. We scoped out the sales page. We saw that branded search was a possibility. Then we built out our i3 page. And then from there, it's just put your affiliate link on there. And then when they order, they're going to email you the receipt. So you don't have to do anything else for that. They're going to email you. And then once you get that, you're just going to add that to your active campaign account.
Right. So that's the next slide was how to get your affiliate link, which I just covered with the hop link. Now, again, if you're going with GiddyUp or if you're going with any of the other networks,
It's very similar.
they are very similar, but in the onboarding process, the emails you get, they walk you through how to find your affiliate link.
Right.
So use their resources. They'll help you.
Like I said, affiliate managers are your best friend. They are going to help you with everything.
All right, so now the last step here is to claim it. So I'm expecting emails will start coming in at that email address we set up. And then I just have to make sure we have that spreadsheet to deliver. So we created the spreadsheet. Now from here, my son's task, right, because I did all the work for this one. He got a lucky break there. But his task now is to start emailing weekly to anyone that writes in. Right? And then he has to do the next steps here, which are post it to social media, post it to set up a branded search campaign.
Listen, dog niches, everybody loves dogs, well, I guess not everybody. There's cat lovers out there too, but dogs are very easy. You could find funny videos of dogs. You could find great pictures of dogs, funny pictures of dogs. memes of dogs, gifs of dogs, you know, all kinds of different things. So
now, yeah, and remember, I gave this task as a chore for him to do each day. So he has to do the dog training videos with our dog, and he can record pictures of it. He can post those to Facebook, and when he posted to Facebook, like, hey, I'm following this dog training program. If you want to do it with me, you can check out my review of it here. You know, that's the only call to action he needs when he posts all these videos, because the natural conversation is, hey, Dylan, where are you learning all these games?
Right.
And then he can say, oh, I learned from this course. You can read what I think about it here.
Bam. That's sales.
Yes.
You're
okay.
making sales. That's the whole system. Do we have anything else left here?
Yeah, we do. So a couple more places. So when we talk about social media, it's not just your own personal profile, because we've all been one of those family members where a new family member joins a new program and they just post only that thing. I don't want you to do that to your friends and family. What I would like you to do is to join Facebook groups, right? Like, I'm a part of at least 8 different Australian Shepherd Facebook groups. How to travel with your dog, how to make your own dog food. I joined all kinds of crazy things when I became a dog mom. And so, like, you should join them.
And she shows them all to me.
Oh,
I did not join.
Okay. Anyways, I'll just leave that alone. But you join the groups, right? You want to become a participant of the audience, because then you get to hear their desires. What are their fears? And then when the opportunity is perfect and they ask, what program did you use to train your dog? Boop, you drop in your link. And I'm telling you, it's almost a daily conversation when people are like, my dog continues to steal food off my counter. How did you solve this? Drop the link. My dog just wet on the floor again. How did you fix this? Drop the link.
All right. Back in 2013, when most of y'all didn't know who I was, some of y'all didn't know who I was yesterday. That's okay too. I'll work on my marketing, I promise. But back in 2013, you know, I was hustling in the Facebook groups. And when I say I was hustling in them, I was joining the biggest marketing related groups. And every time somebody would ask a question, not every time, because you don't want to be that guy, but I would look for questions that people would ask, and I would write long, detailed, valuable answers to them. And I became known in that group as the guy who was giving a lot of good information.
Right.
And so you do that once, and the guy's like, oh, hey, thanks, man. You do that a third time for the same person. They're like, who is this guy?
Right.
And they go back and look at your profile, and they see you've got a bunch more information there, and they start following you.
So you don't have to force feed your review page. You just have to be helpful in the community, and they will naturally find you. So I would urge you in social media, when you're joining a niche and you're reviewing a product in it, join the groups. Be a participant in the group, so that way you become a valuable member, and then you'll attract people naturally. Next steps. So branded search and Facebook ads. Super simple. I know a lot of people right now are asking, so I'll get to that in a second. I just want to get through the last 2 steps, and then you want to come back and create an ad, or do you want to do it now? They're asking what kind of ad will we create, and I think it's pretty easy for us to put one together. So
sure, yeah,
okay.
We'll put together a quick little ad, and then what's the next one?
So the next 2 that we want to talk about are the mistakes we made and the one final takeaway. So okay. You want to go create the ad first, then we'll come back to these last 2?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I want to make sure before we go. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to duplicate this slide so we can just use a slide. So the first one we're going to do is create a branded search ad. All right. So now
I'm not going to like log into Google and show you how to press the new campaign button. There's a whole other video series for that. So this whole course is going to go inside of our app called Knowledgely, right, where we have other courses, and you can earn them all for free. All you
Absolutely.
have to do, just like you would earn credits or gems in a game, you can earn credits in Knowledgely to unlock courses. And there's courses on Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Twitter, all of that stuff, and you can unlock them. So if you want the detailed stuff, just go in there and unlock the course, and then you can watch that. But I will show you how I would create an ad. Okay,
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out a couple of tabs here. Hold on. I'm going to pull up, here's her website so that we can have some copy available to us. And then I'm going to go to Google and just search brain training.
All right, so you'll see now. Here's a classic trick in this. In the early days, you don't want a lot of clicks. You want a lot of sales, right? Because clicks are the thing you pay for. Sales are the thing you make money on, right? And so, just a classic trick is to put the price in your ad, and that'll slow down the clicks, but it'll increase how many sales you get. That's why you see everybody's putting the price of the product in there. And the one who didn't is probably a little bit more savvy and wants more clicks, knows his numbers a little bit better. But in the beginning, it's a good idea to put the price there, because you know if they search for this and they see that this is the product name and the price, there's not a whole lot left for them to disagree with. So it's a technique to slow down the clicks and increase your conversions. It's not something I do anymore because I want lots of clicks these days, but in the beginning, I absolutely always put the price in there so that I could, have to pay for as many clicks. I wanted more sales.
So we need a headline and a description, right? Because we're sending them over to our review page also. So I'll pull up the review page as well.
So what I noticed is pretty much everybody was doing just the standard headline and description in their branded search ad, which is okay. In this kind of game, your relevance is great. So you want your ad to be super relevant to the product. So a headline like "Brain Training for Dogs Review, $47." That's good enough. What I would do to try and be a little bit different from everybody else, you always want to be a little bit different, is I would say "Brain Training for Dogs bonus." So let everybody else talk about the price. I'm going to talk about the bonus. Because if the price is already on somebody else's ad, I don't need to have it in mine.
And remember, your incentive is your differentiator.
Right.
All right, so Brain Training for Dogs bonus.
Question mark.
Ooh,
this is a little trick. I've been using it for years. The little question mark helps add a little bit extra clicks to it. And then you're going to do a description. Now, a trick I learned years ago was to paint a picture in the prospect's mind of what it would be like to own this. So you might say, imagine your friends coming over and telling you what a perfect dog you have. And here's the other thing. You only have so many.
I know. I was just going to say, we're really limited on space, so I wish I had thought about a way to count the characters.
Right,
but
yeah. So we're going to go with it, but you're going to have to count your characters. Sometimes you have to get a little crafty with your words. Imagine your friends telling you you have such a well-behaved dog.
I would even change it to imagine your dog getting compliments on its good
From
behavior.
strangers.
From strangers, yeah.
Yeah. So that's one way you can do it. You can also just do the classic if-then.
Yeah.
If your dog is, wetting the carpet, if your dog is biting your children, if your dog is jumping on people, then this course is going to be great for you. Then this course is going to show you how to stop that behavior. And so here's another little trick. When you create an ad, create 3. Always create 3. You want 2 different headlines and 2 different descriptions. Some people have argued with me to have a 4th one. I just haven't needed it. It would be like truly scientific and mathematical, but I haven't needed it. So I just do 2 different headlines. So I'm going to create 3. So we have 2 here, 2 different descriptions. And so let's go with a second headline on the second.
Hold on, I'm just going to shrink the font so I can fit all of them on the page.
Okay.
And that's right here. Okay. All right, a second headline?
Yeah, for this one here. So let's just go with Brain Training for Dogs, $47.
Not review?
Sure, go for Brain Training for Dogs review, question mark. All right, now in the beginning, get something up. You don't know if it's good or bad until you actually run it. And so now what she's going to do is she's just going to change the description on one. And so 2 of them have the same headline, and 2 of them.
Yeah, they have the same headline. The first and the third has the same headline.
And then the third one, you'll want to have the same description.
Okay, you don't want a third description. Got it.
Right.
So we're going to put this description with this headline.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, and so now you'll know when you run these 3 ads, was it the headline that made your ad better, or was it the description that made your ad better? And then you just, once you find a winner, like you let it run for a week, 100 clicks, whatever you want, let it run for a little while. Once you can identify a winner, you keep that one, you delete the other 2, and you make another 2. And that's kind of like the ongoing work that you do to always be making it better as you go. So, don't stress about writing the perfect ad in the beginning. Remember, if you've done this right, this thing is already selling. You're just jumping in there, okay? And then you're going to make it a little bit better as you go. Facebook boosted post.
Super simple.
Look, just do your normal social media.
Right.
And so my Instagram, I'm not strong on Instagram. If you want to come at me on Facebook, you can try and come at me, but Instagram, I'm super weak. It's just not a platform I love all that much. But so I average like 20 or 30 likes on, if I upload something. But I know when it's a better one because I'll have like 50, 60 likes on that one. And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for those ones. And I would say, okay, I've been on social media since 2008 or 9. And I just probably twice that I was like, all right, this one's going to be a banger. When I write this one, man, it's going to just fly off the shelf. There's going to be likes and shares. I think out of 5,000 posts I've ever made, I've done that twice. Usually it's the ones I'm like writing on the toilet or the ones I'm writing in the car way to the post office.
Not driving, I'm driving.
Right.
Clearly.
So you never know. You just do your daily social media, and then every once in a while, one is better than the other ones, and that's the one you boost.
I would say, so I know he teaches it, but I get to hear a lot of what he's teaching, right? And so I would say for your Facebook boosted post, your initial urge is going to be to come in here and use their cute little graphics that they created. Don't. Because you don't commonly share things like that on your Facebook. You share pictures of your life, your food, things you're going, the places you're doing, things you're doing, the places you're going.
Yeah, the worst thing that happens when we teach people this stuff is tomorrow, all of a sudden, they're like a salesman. And all like their mom's unfollowing them. It's like they don't want to hear.
All of their Facebook posts are if-then statements from now on.
Right. So you just want to you just put value out there. Answer questions. There you can look up questions that people have about dog training. You just Google dog training questions.
So quite literally, when I make the ad for this on Facebook, I'm going to ask Dylan to get Cherry to go out there and do one of the trainings, and he's just going to take a bunch of different pictures of her handing him a treat, of her doing the game. So he'll take a little video of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just them doing it because it makes it so much more believable, and it's natural in the Facebook feed. People love pictures of your pets, and they love pictures of your kids.
Do any of you want any salesmen in your news feed?
No.
Nobody wants a salesman in your newsfeed. Would you like good, valuable dog training information in there of kids? Yes, some of you are like, no, I like cats.
So I actually have a picture of us at a park on one of our road trips where we were trying to just get the dog's energy out, right? And so literally, to do that, to have a peaceful dog, you need to exhaust them. And so we're at a park, and Cherry's got a little treat bag on her hip, and she's holding the leash, and she's walking Bear around, and I just took a picture of it because I thought it was cute. That's what I'm going to put on here. Right. Because I think it is.
Imagine if your dog was so well behaved that an 8-year-old girl could walk him through the park.
Right.
Most people have dogs that are pulling them down the park. They would see that and be like, "Wow, that's a well-behaved dog." And so that's a good post.
And that's something they desire. That's that's anybody that walks a dog and he tugs the leash, you want them to just walk right next to you. And so that's what I'm looking for when I'm choosing an image. I'm not going to write a fancy headline. I'm not going to write a fancy description. I'm literally just going to pull the same.
Listen, the other thing is the more you start becoming Mr. Salesman, Mr. Saleswoman, the less people believe you. Look, I put pictures. I didn't put a picture of myself on there. Dressed up in a suit or anything. Hi, I'm Mr. Dog Trainer, and you're going to learn from me. Nobody wants. They don't believe that. You want it to kind of look homemade. You want it to look like just a normal family reviewing the product, because that's what people are looking for. That's who they are.
Right.
And they're looking for another person like them who has gone through this product and is actually recommending it.
All right. So I would actually, like, if I'm making the post, I'm just going to brag on my kids most likely and say, that I got the kids this new dog training while we're all quarantined at home. They have to do something every day and they're loving it. Here's a quick picture of Cherry today. If you want to see our review of this training, you can click here.
Right.
That's it. That's my post.
So put whatever your valuable post is, your training, your picture, or whatever. But then at the bottom, P.S. If you want to hear my review, go here. Right. Always just end with a little. There's always somebody ready to buy. You never know when they are ready to buy, so you always want to have a little door for them to go through when they are ready.
Right. So that's literally how I would create the ad. I was going to go pull up some fancy things, but no, you don't need to create any fancy. You don't need to put any text on a picture. You just want a picture of whatever the desired outcome is.
You want it to look like a normal, everyday Facebook post.
In the comments.
Because if it looks like an ad,
our best performing ads don't look like ads.
All right.
Cool.
Questions, or where are we at here?
We do have a couple of questions that came in. One person said, why do you want more clicks? Why would they want more clicks instead of just a click for the price? Remember when you're differentiating?
Right. Well, as you get a little bit more advanced, in the beginning, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of skills, and so you want to kind of slow things down a little bit. But then as you get more advanced, you have, so when we launch this first page right now, as it is, okay, it's going to work X amount. It's brand new. But then we're going to add a few things to it, and it's going to work
a little bit better.
X.5 amount, and then we're going to make some more changes. It's going to work X.7 amount. And so now, after I go through that about 10 times, I keep improving it, and now it's working really good. Well, now I don't want to slow things down. In the beginning, when you only got $100 to spend, you want to slow things way down and try and make that money. But when things are really successful and you're wanting to kind of get, you want more than one sale a day, in the beginning, one sale a day is amazing. For some of you, that's going to be a milestone. For me, the point I'm in my career, if I'm not getting at least 10, 20 sales a day, then something's broken. I'm calling Andrew, hey man, what's going on? And our goal right now is 100 sales a day of our book. So, and then another guy, his goal is 1,000 sales a day. So it's just as you get more advanced, as your pages get better, as your skills get better, you're going to want more clicks. That's why. Right.
Let's see here. So somebody was talking about they want to teach they want to sell a homeschooling course, but they don't have kids. And so I was saying, if you're dedicated to choosing that topic, it's going to be hard for you to be able to hit on the pain points of homeschooling. I homeschool both my kids. The 17-year-old.
Do you have a brother or a sister?
That's what I was going to say. You could either ask somebody that has kids to give you feedback on what their worries and fears are, what's missing. Maybe you find a local homeschooling group and you ask them to review it.
Somebody got kids. I see them all running around outside.
Right, and so that's what I would urge you to do. I would find somebody that could give you their feedback in their situation with their problems, because they're going to be able to highlight problems and difficulties that you can't possibly predict because you don't have the kids to implement in that system. Right. And so that's what I would encourage you to do.
There's going to be phrases,
right,
that you're going to have.
Different apps that they know how to use, different behaviors, different skill sets.
Okay, let's finish up in the slides, and then I want to get to questions. We're over 2 hours now.
I know, and our internet's about to die. So let's hop back into this.
Let me check that, by the way.
Ah.